Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Ultimate General Civil War. And today we are going to fight the second battle of Bull Run. In preparation I have prepared 3 corps and I've also increased our supplies to the maximum of 35,000. Thanks again to Something Compass who pointed out that you actually do not have to pay for the supply replenishment. This is going to help us immensely. Now, what are we looking at? Our first corps is led by George McClellan. He has some of our more green units. I have made sure to have a good mix of our more green and seasoned troops in every corps. He is armed with 12-pounder Napoleons, 10-pounder Parrott guns for counter-battery fire, 12-pounder howitzers and 10-pounder ordnance guns. The 12-pounder Napoleons and 12-pounder howitzers of this corps were actually all captured from the Confederates, so thank you rebels for aiding our war effort. Our second corps is armed with 12-pounder Napoleons, 20-pounder Parrott guns, 24-pounder howitzers and 10-pounder ordnance guns. Our third corps has the same artillery pieces as our second corps. Career-wise I have invested another point into army organization, and I think after this battle I can focus more on politics, economy and training. We are attacking the Confederates with 3 full corps. Unfortunately I wasn't able to build up a 4th. So we are going into this fight without a rear guard, but I'm still confident that we are going to overrun the enemy. From all I know, this battle is going to rage over several days, and this must be the first one as we are only targeting around 7,000 enemy soldiers. The Peninsular campaign has failed, and McClellan has withdrawn to Washington. Meanwhile, the rebels are raiding our supply lines. We must head north and consolidate our forces. Here we will rally our army, then we will march north. The Confederates are present in the area and are moving northwest. It's probably their cavalry coming back from their supply raid at Manassas Junction. Watch them, but keep moving. Some of the units are moving through the town of Groveton towards our rally point. Rebels are attacking us through the woods. It seems we are facing mountain skirmishers. We can advance to this hill and capture their artillery. I've taken a second to organize our forces, and we are going to directly march towards our objective. We have eyes on the target, and our skirmishers are also moving ahead to capture the forest. And there the enemy is preparing artillery. I'm going to slow down now. And it looks like Stonewall Jackson has reorganized his brigade. Some of you might remember, a couple battles back we have actually captured this unit and forced it to surrender. Over here enemy skirmishers are already engaged with our lines, but are taking heavy casualties, and over here our Napoleons are getting into position. I'm ordering them to focus on the enemy guns for now. Scales and Hazen get over there, and skirmishers, you need to harass the enemy. Hopefully we can get their guns quickly to make sure that we are not taking too many casualties. Skirmishers, move forward. And McClellan, motivate your men. Artillery, open fire. And now move further behind our men to get a better firing spot. Over here our skirmishers need to fall back for a second as the enemy tries to get them. But over here our men are going into position. Scales is now on the flank of some enemy units. Scales skirmishers fall back. Hazen skirmishers support him, and Hazen get a volley off. Our guns are getting into position. And we should be able to hunt the enemy off this position quickly. Over here our skirmishers have stopped Trimble's advance. And over here we have routed the Stonewall Brigade. Scales is attacking enemy guns, and Hatham can now turn around. Please also focus on their artillery. McClellan, get forward. Wickham, focus on Trimble's flank. Fitzhugh, get the skirmishers out as they are blocking you. And we have forced the enemy artillery to retreat. Hey them, march into position. 12 pounders now focus on the Louisiana Brigade that is forming up. Hayden skirmishers, move back. And enemy artillery is taking heavy casualties. Fitzhugh skirmishers are beaten back. And Trimble now tries to move up. I'm going to get Fitzhugh back and Wickham skirmishers over the river. Over here the Louisiana Brigade needs to be dealt with. And Scales can move forward. We have now captured the farm. And Hazen needs to get another volley off on the guns. I think then they should be broken completely. The situation on our right flank is obscure. I do not see the enemy. Fitzhugh move forward and Hazen skirmishers also move forward. Over here the enemy is coming back. Skirmishers fall back again. 12 pounders, you need to set up and focus on the Louisiana Brigade. While this is happening, I'm happy to see that the enemy guns are silent. We only need to hold out over here for 10 more minutes. And I think I need to get our men forward so that Haven can redirect to not be shot in the back. Haven, run. 12 pounders, get ready. Scales and Hazen skirmishers, do your thing. And we should be able to force the Louisiana Brigade quickly. Over here Trimble is still holding his ground, as well as the rest. McLellan, get forward. 12 pounders, get another volley off. And we can now proceed to the next day. And now we enter the main part of the fight. And as you can see, the enemy only fields 31,000 soldiers and 46 guns, while we are attacking them with over 83,000 men and over 140 artillery pieces. On paper this must be an easy battle, but I do not know if the rebels are receiving reinforcements later. The incident at Brawner's farm revealed Stonewall Jackson's position. He is isolated and is trying to march south towards Richmond. He has formed a defensive line along Stony Ridge, starting from Zeus Woods and ending at Sudley Fort. Although our forces are still not ready to begin offensive action, we should immediately send troops to pin him. We have a good chance of crushing one of the South's best commanders today. We have him alone and outnumbered. Their left flank is the most suitable place to begin the attack. We should also send one division to guard our left. We might find an opportunity to attack from there. General, in a few hours we will be able to mobilize our full army and outnumber Jackson at least 3-1. It is therefore advised to be cautious in our first assault until we can advance with our entire army. And as usual, I've taken a quick minute to organize our forces. Instead of attacking the left flank of the enemy, or well, the right flank from their perspective, all the way over here, we are going to focus on their left flank. We should be able to outnumber them over on this position, and we're not wasting so much time by getting towards the enemy. Therefore I hope that we can already make decent progress before the majority of our force even arrives. 12 pounders, please also get over there. McLellan, get over here. And Wickham, you also need to move up over here. As you can see, the enemy is getting into position, but so are we. And it looks like that this furthest point of their line is currently undefended. If we can get Scales and hail them forward, we should be able to get directly a foothold in the defenses and roll up their flanks quickly. Our skirmishers are in the meantime holding out over here and occupying the enemy to make sure that they cannot directly attack us. And over here Branch is trying to get into defensive positions, but is now directly attacked from multiple sides from our main. Over here Hazen's skirmishers are getting flanked, I assume by Greg. Please let them rotate. And we have forced Branch back. This is actually huge. Please take positions over here. Haytham, you need to get over there. And Fitzku, move behind them. 12 pounders, you also need to occupy this gap. And the majority of our force has now also arrived. Our 10 pounder parrot guns are also needed over here. The same with Osborne and Loomis. I want them to make sure that nothing can fall into our flank over here. And these units are going to hold up over here as we try to roll up the enemy flank. And we have eyes on a cavalry unit that is currently in our back, but it doesn't seem to threaten us right now. Hazem and Wickham get into position. 12 pounders, get ready to attack Archer. Hazem, you need to rotate. And over here the rest of our force is getting into position. Scale skirmishers and Hazen skirmishers can reattach. Supplies and the general need to move forward. And I think that this battle is looking good for now. Soon all of our men are in position, and it looks like we even forced the rebels back from more of their defensive. I'm going to get McGuinness forward. Samus and Tyler are still holding our flank, and Branch is trying to reoccupy his positions. 10 pounder parrot guns, please hold your fire for now. 12 pounder Napoleons, focus on Archer. Osborne and Loomis get over there. Now, I wonder if Loomis can actually hit Archer from this side. If not, I think I'm going to get Haytham over. He has good rifles with a good amount of range. Or even better, Fitzku. Osborne is flanked. I'm going to slow down for a minute. 10 pounders now also open up on Archer. Loomis should be far more than able to deal with these skirmishers. I'm going to get Haytham forward in support. And Wickham, Scales and McGuinness can also now move up. Over here the enemy tries to still hold their line. The more rebel forces we occupy over there, the better. And Field should suffer terribly now, as his flank is completely exposed to us whilst he tries to recapture his old position. 12 pounders, now please focus on Branch, he's out in the open. Loomis, get over. Our 10 pounders are struggling to get these entrenched enemies. Really unfortunate. In the meantime, I'm going to get him focusing on Lee. And over here, Branch is now charging Wickham, even though he is completely outnumbered. Hazem is flanked again as he decided to turn, foolishly. Osborne now also get over. I do not think that Hazem has it in it. Wickham has withdrawn to previous positions. Good. McGuinness, also move up a little bit. You should have better cover over here. Wickham and Scales, hold your ground. 10 pounders, move forward just a little bit. The same goes with the 12 pounders. And now with the Loomis and Osborne over here, we should be able to roll up this part of the peninsula. And enemy artillery is opening up. I do not know where they are yet, but I guess somewhat over here. Down here I'm going to send Hazen skirmishers forward a little bit. And McGuinness I'm going to rotate to Slighton. Loomis, move forward. Osborne, move forward. Hazen, give hell to Lee. Hazen is already up to 700 kills and has only lost 53 men. And we have found enemy skirmishers again. Loomis, please deal with them. And as soon as our flanks are secured, I am going to start to move up. In fact, I'm going to get Hazen forward to make sure that we can crush this flank almost immediately as soon as our attack starts. Loomis, move forward. Osborne, move forward. Loomis, I want your skirmishers to make sure that Ali hasn't retreated to this side of the battlefield. Ah, there he is. And we are getting much more artillery fire now. Osborne, move forward. Lee should fall back quickly now. And all of our artillery needs to focus on Archer. I know that Field is a far more tempting target, but McGuinness should be able to hold him back. I'm also going to get Tyler forward to even out the odds. Loomis, move up. And in fact, double time it. We are currently hunting down enemy skirmishers and cavalry. But we are getting into a little bit of a time problem. Now with enemy skirmishers away from our flanks, Wickham and Hazen can start their attack. Loomis and Osborne, you need to hurry up. These skirmishers are now broken, and Osborne should be able to deal with these skirmishers. Loomis, I'm going to get your skirmishers over here, and we have forced the rebels back. Everyone now, get into position. We have a wedge in their line, and now we just need to roll up their flanks. If possible, Loomis and Loomis skirmishers are going to give cover fire over on this side, and maybe they're even able to find the enemy artillery. Our artillery, on the meantime, needs to move on. And Tyler is not in range, I'm going to get him forward. And down here Greg is getting dwindled down. Sammys, I'm going to send you over here now. And we found enemy guns. 10 pounders. Get into position. This is what you have trained for. Loomis skirmishers, get all the way over here. Maybe you can get them. If not, I need to deploy another unit, but it looks like they can just about reach them. Loomis skirmishers, stay on target and hold your ground. Loomis on the other side, I think you can withdraw now. Osborne, you are marching up, you need to hunt lane. And the rebel is wasting valuable ammunition on our skirmishers. Fitzku, get over here. Wickham, move up. And our 10 pounders should have them out of the way quickly now. 12 pounders. Focus on Archer. And over here we forced another unit back. So far, so good. Semis, move up. 12 pounders now focus on Branch. And enemy guns are taking casualties. Over here, Osborne is doing a good job. And Loomis is almost in position to rearguard our man. Hazen, move forward. Branch is taking heavy casualties. And the timer runs out, I think. And that means we are ordered to attack Jackson again. Jackson, as expected, is a tough nut to crack. We have to rest while waiting for our reinforcements. Several units from our reserves will soon be able to support our frontal assault. We should try to outflank them if you think you have the troops. Oh, I do think we have the troops. But this doesn't mean that we are going to do something as foolish as that. Our second corps is arriving on the battlefield and they are marching up over here. They are also going to be an extension of our flank, making sure that we are not getting outflanked in any case of a counterattack. 12 pounders, I need you on the battlefield. The same goes with our general. Because we are not going to rest, we are going to advance. We have the lines of the enemy open now. They appear to be in almost full retreat. We therefore have to capitalize on this as much as possible. Loomis, you're going to hold over here. Osborne, you're going to hold over here. 10 pounders, continue to give hell to the enemy guns. And Atkinson, move up. Hazen, you still have skirmishers, but they are needed to take out these artillery pieces. The enemy is trying to reinforce their defenses over here. We can see Trimble moving. And our further reinforcements are arriving. Over here, Lee has outrun our defenders. I'm going to send Osborne back. Loomis should be able to deal with them. And there is Lee routing. Loomis, you are marching up over here. Osborne, you are marching up over here. Loomis skirmishers, you can reattach. Hazen skirmishers have nearly caught their guns. And Wickham has found an enemy. Hazen skirmishers, do not run away. And down here we have routed another enemy unit. Wolford and Doles, march up. Webb, Bart and Brooke, you are holding this road over here, while the rest of our men are slowly getting further into the fight. Supplies move up, general move up, and 12 pounders move forward. Enemy artillery seems to be destroyed or withdrawing. Hazen skirmishers, you can therefore reattach. And semis, you can move up over here. McGuinness is going to hold your flank. Over here, Lee is still a thorn in our side, but with this river held, he can do nothing to us. Our reserves also need to advance. And soon we have rolled off their flank all the way to the victory point. I'm going to speed up time. And they should start dropping like flies now. Hazen number 2 move around their flank. And 12 pounders are just arriving to shatter them. Wonderful. Down here the rebels still want to maintain their defensive positions. I have nothing against that. This just means that we have less enemies to fight. Skirmishers you can now reattach, general get forward, and these units of 12 pounders also needs to move up. Supplies, do your thing. And 10 pounders, I want you to target enemy supplies. Over here the rebels are falling back further and further. After a short while also Lawton should be beaten back, meaning that Wickham and Fitzhugh can advance. There is the routing. And Tyler, you can move up. Down here, Johnson is taking a massive beating. 12 pounders shoot over there. And even more elements of our second corps are arriving. And we are also getting more reinforcements from our third corps. And gentlemen, move into positions, please. I'm going to get all of the cannons and the generals, and I'm going to form up a new fire line over here. I do not know if they will reach in time. Apparently we only have 40 minutes left. Otis and Dury, form up over here. Our two Hazems are now a little bit exposed, but we should be able to close this gap quickly. All of our units are in full advance. The same goes with our generals, they are following their troops. And we continue to roll the enemy. I'm assuming that many of our units are not even going to see combat in this fight. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, we have found strong artillery elements. Where are our 10 pounders? Setting out over here. Good. You need to deal with them. You are the best unit for the job right now. And the rest of our units need to get into range. And more rebels are falling back. Now almost every unit should be in range of the enemy guns. This should enable us to silence them quickly. There's Walker falling back. Man, get forward. We are almost on point. Wickham and Tyler also get forward. Down here I'm going to get elements of our corps to reinforce our positions. And Hood's division is spotted. He is trying to reinforce his men, but we have them partially surrounded. Wickham, stay where you are. And Kemper's division is arriving on our left. Good that we have even more reinforcements to spare. Down here our artillery is getting into position. Enemy movements spotted on our left flank. Could it be rebel reinforcements? General, should we persist in attacking Stonewall Jackson? Perhaps he has received reinforcements. Well, these reinforcements are definitely not going to stop us. We have so much more men in reserve. Even if he gets an entirely new corps, we are going to wipe them off the face of the earth. Over here we have received even more Parrott guns. They're finally in position. And our long-range bombardment can begin. Down here these units can now move forward. And these three units, who have carried the majority of the fight by now, can capture our destination. Down here, the unit of Thomas is getting completely shot apart. And we have secured the ridge. Now we only need to hold it for 40 more minutes. Artillery get into position. The same goes with the generals. And our supplies. I want these units of 10 pounders down here. And we have spotted skirmishers on our flank. Otis, I'm going to detach your skirmishers to deal with this, and I'm going to pull Otis back. And I'm going to speed up time, because nothing the rebel thrower does can actually hurt us. It's going to hurt us much more if Wickham still tries to move like a crazy person. 20 pounders ordnances. Shoot the artillery. Howitzers. Resupply our center. And these 10 pounders need to focus on Walker. Down here the enemy is willing to throw fresh units into the fight. I am not going to complain. And McLellan, don't stay away from the fight. Get in there. Doles, you are marching up over here. And all of our units are getting the hold order. And we've received even more fresh units, including our cavalry and the rest of our artillery. I'm going to get some of our snipers forwards. Unfortunately, I do not have a good position for them. And some units have reached our lines, but should be forced back easily with the onslaught of our cannon fire. Down here, Walker is taking massive hits. And also this artillery unit should also be broken quickly. In fact, Hazem and Fitzhugh, move forward. I want these guns destroyed. Just in case, I'm going to get up a little reserve over here, and we only have to hold out for 2 more minutes. This battle is won. Now that this battle came to a close, let's have a look on our performance. We have advanced with over 70,000 men, over 100 guns, while the enemy could only bring close to 30,000 men to the field. Unsurprisingly, we completely overrun them, and we only took 2,500 men casualties, while the enemy has suffered over 8,000 losses. We have reached all of our goals, and officer-wise I'm happy to report that we didn't have a single casualty. But we have a huge load of promotions, and we even have a new Major General. John Gibbon is one of our finest soldiers. I think he was in our corps since the beginning. But load-wise, unfortunately, we were only able to get our hands on 2 6-pounder field guns and 3 12-pounder howitzers. But this is nothing to be mad about, as we've received over 1,700 fresh reinforcements and over $250,000 to aid our war effort. And I hope you have enjoyed this episode and hope to see you all next time. Until then, have a great day.